what if the Vatican actually just sold all of their wealth and gave it to the poor? What would actually happen? Because I think we've heard this a lot. The Vatican has a lot of stuff. So what if the Vatican sold all of the art, sold all of the gold, sold all of the ornamental stuff that's really, really expensive? What if we just sold that stuff and gave it to the poor? What would actually happen? So whenever I hear this question, I always think of an experience that I had. I was in Rome in a church called Santa Maria del Popolo. Santa Maria del Popolo is a beautiful church in Piazza del Popolo in Rome. And inside the church, there is a hidden treasure. It's a painting by Caravaggio. And this painting by Caravaggio is Paul's conversion. It's the painting that you always see of Paul falling off the horse. Probably one of the most famous Caravaggio works of art. It is literally priceless. I wouldn't know how many bajillions of dollars you would get if you sold that. And so I was looking at that image, admiring the beauty, admiring the magnificence of this piece of art, along with shoulder to shoulder with a Romanian gypsy who I think was probably homeless. Shoulder to shoulder next to him was an Italian, I'm guessing some kind of CEO or businessman who had the nicest suit, next to a mom with 2 kids and a stroller. This is the universal church. No matter wealthy, no matter poor, all have access to transcendental beauty that lifts our souls to heaven. You could probably sell a lot of stuff at the Vatican, but it would take away from the beauty that the church has given us. Way back in the earlier centuries, Catholic churches, beautiful Catholic churches, were the only free and public way of getting to experience beauty and getting to experience the transcendentals and getting to be able to pray in a place that goes beyond ourselves. Like a farmer could walk from his fields and go and experience beauty literally for free. The Catholic Church has always given beauty free access. And in addition, the Catholic Church is the largest, the greatest, the most extensive charitable organization in the entire world. Hospitals, schools, orphanages, refugee care, relief services, disaster services, homeless shelters, food pantries. The Catholic Church does it all. In the United States alone, the Catholic Church in 1 year, this past year, served 16 million people, served 28 million meals. The Catholic Church doesn't just talk about charity. The Catholic Church institutionalized charity, institutionalized love. That gives me goosebumps. That is awesome. So let's go back to the original question. What if the Vatican sold everything and gave it to the poor? What would actually be the literal ramifications of that? Basically, 5 destructive things would happen. Number 1, the world's largest museum and sacred art treasury would no longer be there. That means everything would be privatized. It would be like Amazon buying all the university libraries around the country and privatizing them. So transcendental beauty, religious art, art in general, would become privatized. Number 2, massive collapse in the Catholic charitable organization infrastructure. Selling all of the Vatican's assets, you could no longer have hospitals, no more orphanages. This would be like selling the engines of a car just to buy more gasoline. Doesn't make sense. Number 3, the poor lose access to beauty. Beauty is now in the hands of the elite. Beauty is no longer free. Beauty, art collections, treasuries, museums, all those fade away. And you can only have access if you have the means. The Catholic Church democratized beauty. This is one of the great things that Jesus wanted for his church. Number 4, global instability in Catholic education and healthcare, meaning that the Catholic Church is deeply embedded in places like Africa and Asia and South America, those places that are unstable. If the Vatican sold all its assets, governments, NGOs couldn't keep up and couldn't absorb what the Catholic Church does. Number 5, which is really scary and it's more of a philosophical thing. The world would be reinforced in the idea that only useful things deserve to exist. It's not about beauty. Cathedrals disappear. Museums disappear. Places for contemplation and prayer disappear. It's not pragmatic. It's not useful. That would be dangerous. So, what if the Vatican sold all of their assets tomorrow? Not good ramifications. Jesus knew what he was doing when he established the church. Jesus knew what he was doing when he gave us the Holy Father. Jesus knew what he was doing when he established a hierarchy to bring all of us closer to him and to lead us to goodness and truth and beauty in the world. Again, the Catholic Church doesn't just talk about charity. It institutionalized charity for the good of the human person, for the good of every single soul that walks on this earth. This is how much you're loved. This is how much Jesus desires to be close. Love you, praying for you. This is Spirit Juice. Peace. You know those questions that are tricky questions about the faith that really stir the pot? I want those. Send it to askapriest@spiritjuice.org and you might be featured on the next episode. Spirit Juice got answers. Peace.